Okay, we've got a few more minutes. I'm going to let people join before I, officially start. Since I did say I'll start at 8. And I just want to thank everyone who subscribed so far, became a member. It's exceeded my expectations tremendously. I was expecting, 4 or 5 or so maybe. I think the last time I looked, we're at 71 have signed up. I mean, that just blows me away. And it's just so if you really like what you hear and you enjoy what I've been doing, just tell everyone you know, get the word out. Let's grow this membership, numbers so I can do more for the community as I get bigger. And that's the idea. So we have to start somewhere. We have to start, doing something, and then we can get bigger. We can't just go from A to Z overnight, and we can't stay at A forever. So this is an incremental step in the journey to our final destination, wherever that may be. What happened this weekend with the launch of this service, and we'll go from there. So if you're new to joining me, because this is a public live stream, the way I do this chat is typically $5 per super chat. I'll go into your symbol and I'll look into it, and we'll all take a look at that. And if you like what you hear, you can join. And I got people still join in here. How does one sign up? Pretty simple. I'll just kind of click on my screen real quick. If you look at the bottom, join my channel, just go to that website, YouTube at my handle there, and you'll be able to hit join. I think if I understand it right, there's subscribe, but then there's also a button for join. If you hit join, I think it comes up with the different tiers. You can watch my intro video for more background on what those tiers offer, but you can also look at my post, and I have the information right there on a post. If you don't want to watch the big video that I have, I'll post it. But that tells you, kind of what you need. Then thanks again for signing in. And again, I'll get to the super chats once we get started. And Donald, what's the plan today? Yeah, the plan is a public live stream. I want to continue to provide content for my free, people that are just part of the community that are kind of, thinking about joining, or just want to check it out. So I want to still provide, content, and I think the live stream is the best way to do that. I think the videos I'll post will be more deep dives on different symbols, that look interesting to me, that are not really common to any of my subscribers. Just kind of deep dives, and I'll post those. But the live streams is really a good content for people to watch for free, these public live streams, and I will try to vary the time when I can. That's for sure. And yeah, the chemical engineer. Yeah, so that's my background. People know a little bit more about me, and so what my educational background, just the shares and insights, and will I offer Elite with a one-time lifetime subscription? Maybe one day. Yeah, maybe if I can devote more time to the channel as I grow the community and hit the critical mass where this is something where it will take, where I want to focus majority of my time on, then we could offer another tier. Maybe that tier could have daily updates, maybe live trading during market open, market close. We could get really creative, and that could be the next tier higher, and then we can look at other ways to subscribe to that. So that's the journey from A to Z, right? So we have to get there, and this will allow us to do that. So it's 8 o'clock. Let's jump into your super chats, guys. And I always will jump into the lead. Anybody that's a member first, and then I'll go into the general public. So Anonymous, I answered your question. Thanks for the big super chat. If you have a symbol you want me to look at, I can. Shane, looking at your two, Caterpillar and UAL. Let's take a look. So Caterpillar is, I want to see that double correction, right? The 342.14. That's an ideal setup if it could get there. And of course, have the right look. Erase this divergence. You got to take this peak out. So it's not just hit the level, but also you want to take this peak out. So if it can do that, it's a good opportunity for this wave 4, which we should get another high. And of course it could always extend and accelerate. I always mention that. The wave 4 could turn into a 1-2. It could just keep pumping. But this will be where you can jump in. Now some people, will just say, oh, just buy it here and put your stop here. But I don't particularly like this setup. This looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like an impulse and a counter trend. And then perhaps we can go a little higher, or maybe we're already ready for the drop, the bigger drop. And kind of, you see here, you kind of have 1, 2, 3 waves. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be the connector. This could be this, just very shallow, and then one more wave down. This is what I'm thinking in Caterpillar, okay? But there's more upside, more swings before the bigger decline later this year, which is essentially the end of the October 22 cycle, which I show on all my graphs. I don't believe it's over for Caterpillar just yet. So there's a trade opportunity here. Then the other one you had is UAL, is the Airlines stock. Let's go to I think we've been charting this. UAL. It's so bad, wants to drop. So I don't know if it's going to go that far down. So let's look at this as just as a trader. You have 3 waves down in a connector, or it's an ABC. It's too short of a time frame to really get it right, but our luck is both peaked at the same level. So we'll be conservative and draw our target area here at 95.74.92 to rejoin the trend higher in this area. And this has support. So I look at this, I could label this an ABC. That's probably the right labeling. Look for that. That's what I want to see. We take this high out, then wave 5 is extending. Wave 5 will extend, and we should ratchet higher, taking this peak out. So this is not a short. This is not a short, right? This is not a short situation. Even though I show this chart, it doesn't mean to short this chart. I show a trade idea that if it emerges and happens, we go for it. We go for it. But if it doesn't, you have to be on the sidelines. I think a lot of people make the mistake with my charts because I show this, they think I should just short it. There's no trade for that. The trade is the box I show here is the trade idea at this moment in time, given the data. Again, I'm just trying to teach the new people here. Okay. So that's what we're looking at, UAL. Thanks again for the super chat. All right, just kind of looking again at any members if you've posted. I think Anonymous, I see yours down here. SPY, after today's action, are we still dipping? Today is strong, right? Today you could see the market wants to go higher so bad. There's so much liquidity in the market. And again, you can't use everything logic tells you we should be selling off, right? All this stuff happening in the world with tariffs, but we're not, because the news is irrelevant. This market wants to push higher. Maybe we are on the verge of a crisis, but maybe it's hyperinflationary is the crisis we're going to see. Think about that for a minute. I just watched on CNBC something about the gold, that our gold may be marked to market in the treasury. Right now it is not. And they may just go ahead and do that. And just like that, boom, they create, by sending cash over to the treasury, some money so that the gold is now worth what its market value is compared to what they have it on their books for back in the 70s. It's something like an $800 billion bonus, and the Fed will just print money magically in the air, give it to the Treasury. The Treasury marks to market their gold, and just like that, we have quantitative easing. That's inflation. I mean, that's the shit going on right now, and that's what I think's reflected in risk assets here, right? I mean, think about that. That's the kind of shenanigans. If stuff like that is happening that we're not aware about, okay, maybe that isn't going to happen, but maybe. So that's what I'm saying. We can't follow the news. We just have to follow this trend. So the SPY wants to go higher. Now, this setup, ultimately, I think we're going to resolve higher out of whatever this mess is. But I do show that we have a pitch we want to hit. So just like a batter, you go in the batter's box. You're not swinging at the first pitch you see. You're not swinging at, as 0-0, change up. You're waiting for your pitch. And we're going to wait to get the count in our favor, 3-2, and then look for the fastball, and then we're going to take a bite. If it comes down here, if it doesn't, you got to just let this go. You can't FOMO in here on today's price action because, like you see, you just can't do it because we could easily get this drop, and then you're left holding the bag. And then if you guys play calls and stuff, you lose a lot of money, right? So I think the SPY, I still think this could be the general direction, but not until you take this peak out do we not know. And even that's not for sure. But I mean, that will definitely tilt the odds that the low's in here. If you also look at this low, it doesn't look like, looks like you have 5 here. It's some kind of flat, right? And then, then you take this high out. So I think looking at this, just trying to look at this wave a little closer. You got the 15-minute pulling down. 1, 2, 3, 3. So actually, it's 3 down. It's 3 down. I don't know. Maybe you could try to go a little higher, but you see the crossover. Yeah, I don't know. That's why there's no trade here. I think it's sidelines. I can't really, give you one definitive answer. I just think the best way to play it is you just have to wait. If this pitch comes, you definitely I think you take it here. You take it here. If it doesn't come, then hopefully you got long other things I've given you in my group to buy. SUI, it's a crypto coin. All right, let's go into that. A crypto coin. All right, let's see what we've got here. Let's go with this one. All right, so we don't have this one charted. I'll go back and take a look just to make sure I don't have it charted already. I don't think I do. As you see, guys, I look at all these. If you're an elite member, I'm filtering through these once a week to try to pull out good ideas. And so we'll just have to add this one here. So SUI looks like 5 waves right here. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 1, 2. Right? And then you have maybe the 4s right here. Whoops. Damn. There we go. The 4 is right in here. There's your 2. And then this is probably your 5. So something like that maybe. Here it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we'll put that there. there. And let's take a look at that wave. 3 waves. So again, this is why I don't want to spend too much time trying to get too cute with the labeling, because I could even do something like this, right? But regardless, we know this cycle's over. This 3 is in, no matter how it subdivides here. And so now we're in a 4 in a flat pattern. It should be trying to finish. This was the buy area right here. And that's where it's finding support off this low. That you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just get rid of that for now. 4 hour. A little bit of bearish divergence. There was a wick that broke the low here. So this could be a couple things. I see 5 up. So I'm forced to label it this way. And then this looks like a connector that's going to finish, and it could even take another swing down in something like that later, something like that. So just keep an open mind. I'm just showing you an idea, but I think this low at 241 has to hold. And you see that's capitulation. That's just like, I give up. Yeah, so I think that's it. So I think it's a 4 for now. Could be another 1, 2, and you're trying to play this 5th wave. All right. So just hold on 1 second. I'm gonna get something to drink. Just hold on. It'll be in 1 minute here. Okay, so thanks again, Anonymous. Just going to the next member. And again, I will get to all the super chats. I will get to all of them. Fabio, SMCI. Yeah, we forgot about this one, right? This has been left for dead. I don't like to trade. So there is a little bit of fundamental thinking, because if there's accounting anomalies or any risk of that, I just don't like risking that kind of money, because those stocks can go bankrupt overnight. And you know that stock has that situation. So just know you're trading something that does have some fundamental like risk, because there is chatter. I don't know if it's true. No one knows if it's true or not, that they have shenanigans going on. And this was the last chart we had. And we have this 2 wave. It looks like we're going to take another swing up, right? That looks like a connector. That looks like 5 up. When this wave 3 hits, it's probably going to 0. Okay, guys? So when I don't know when it's going to happen, but when it happens, you don't want to be left holding the bag. I mean, I honestly think you got to be very careful if you're trading this. But is there a trade? Sure. It looks like it could probably push to 63. Maybe you could even get 70. You may even get 70. But this is the general area. You need to be very careful. Once it gets into this box, it's susceptible to a massive rug pull or potentially collapse. And I'm not saying it's going to do that, but it's just the chart. That's what the chart is showing here. It does show 5 down. And as you know, with 5 down, you need another wave down. So you're running out of room, right? For 5 waves. Now it could still maybe it could finish its sequence and survive. But that's SMCI. It's a pretty easy chart, and that's kind of what it looks like to me. Okay. Leonardo, XRP, real quick. XRP is bullish. I still want another swing higher. Okay, in crypto, we still want to see that other swing higher. Where is it? Damn. Maybe I put it up here. I'll go back to the other one. XRP. I think we had this issue before. It was I think it was this one maybe. Yeah, we'll find it. I'll find the chart. It's somewhere in my my files. I just have to find the one that I've it's one of these. There it is. Okay. So we found it. Let me add that to my crypto. All right. So this was the buy. This was a great reaction off that low. So right. So now here's the thing. You look at this. Looks like 3 waves. I mean, maybe you could talk yourself into this as 5 waves. I mean, let me just think about this for a minute. Yeah, maybe what see that's too I don't like that. I just want to make sure we're accurate. See, that's the peak, that's a connector, that's your low. 3 waves. So if it's 3-way, if this is a flat like I show here, it should actually come back and break this low one more time. But very small break. Right? It shouldn't make a 5th wave. It should make a 5th wave if it's it should do something like this. Okay, if this is a flat. So I don't know if the low's in yet on this one because I look at this. I still think I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back down here as a flat. However, this is a huge reaction. But we haven't broke the cycle. We're still in the same corrective cycle. See? So it could easily, this could still be 4. So even though it was a strong bounce, it didn't reset the cycle to say you're in a new cycle. I think you'll just have to, I think that's how you have to play it. If it comes back down here, you can like reaccumulate this area, 150, and try to play this Y wave, and then go from there. But I really, breaking this high really should give you some encouragement that no matter what happens here, we should be higher over here, okay? But you're going to have to hold through that chop, okay? Another one from Anonymous. How high do you think Dogecoin can go this cycle? Yeah, I know. I'll tell you. I don't like to do that because one, you always if you're new to following me or you're just listening, you always want to know how much can you lose, not how much can you make. Okay, I've had so many great traders over the years say that the amateurs say, how much can I make? That's the first thing in their mind when they enter a trade. The pro goes, how much can I lose? Okay, so on my channel, I've always told people I don't like to answer how much can you make questions because it develops bad habits. But occasionally, I'll do it if you know if you super chat, I'll do it. But I'll just yeah. Why don't we look at it? So this is a massive cup and handle. Okay, traditional technical analysis, where let's say the distance here would be projected out. That gets you to $1. Okay, $1, right? If that were to break out, or maybe we could change it up a little bit. Let's do something like this. Again, I'm just trying to speculate here if I can do it right. $1.10. That's conservative. Okay, that's the conservative view. $1.10. Now we all know crypto doesn't just go conservative; it does these super pumps, right? And this would be a wave 3. Dogecoin would hit a wave 3, right? Now, Dogecoin loves to pump hard in wave 5s. Remember that, okay? So wave 3 doesn't really mean as much as a wave 5 would in Dogecoin, but this was its wave 3. You see the personality of that wave? It came out of kind of came out of a similar pattern and came out similar action and then a crash and then another massive move higher. So I'll tell you what this what could you get? Let's take a look. The extension here got to the maybe right halfway between the 4 and the 7326, about halfway with a so why don't we project that target and see what that gets you? And again, there's no right or wrong way to do that. It's just one way. So the 423, it's like 350, $4. That's the most I could see. So that's the most that I could see. And if you really want to get crazy, you could try to draw a line from this peak to this peak. And I've done this before on cryptos during the last alt season in 2017. And believe it or not, these lines get tagged that I'm drawing just like this. You go, oh, it's crazy. No effing way, Elliott Wave Sage. These lines got tagged back in the day, and people were like, oh my God, how did you know it would stop there? Because you have no other guidepost. So that's a crazy target. That's like $11, $12, right? That's $11, $12. So that's your moon boy. That's probably wave 5. You're not going any higher than that. So that gives you an idea. Hopefully you'll sleep good tonight with your holding your bags. That perhaps one day you'll wake up to $10 Dogecoin. Okay. What's your public elite live streaming schedule? Is it fixed? It's not. I will schedule it ahead of time. I always will try to do that, but I can't fix it because I need to work it in my personal schedule. And some days are better than others. Like tomorrow's a bad day for me. I don't know if I doubt I'll be able to do any live streams tomorrow, let alone even updates. But I'll do what I can. But then other days it's pretty. I got time, so I can do it. So I fit it in. But I schedule ahead of time so you guys know, and I'll try to vary the times accordingly. Alrighty. Let's go to the super chats I missed. Let me just go back through everybody's, and start at the top of the non-members here. So Connor, thanks for the super chat. Let's go to Deck. Sorry about that. Deck. Decker's outdoor. Well, no, there we go. Decker's outdoor. Okay. Looks like one we have not studied here on our channel before. Let's take a look at it. You see your wave 3 is back here, not up here. That usually means the wave 3 hasn't happened yet, the real one, the one that you really want, unless this is a massive extended fifth wave, which is almost hard to believe because it would mean it would be going to 0. So we don't assume that. So we have to assume it's some kind of 1-2-1-2 setup. And right away here, that's like your first cycle, right? You can kind of see your 3 and it kind of started to fade. Get that divergence. So you had this like 1, 2, 3. So you had this 1, 2. Yeah, we have to maybe even go to a higher time frame. And we'll add the stochastic RSI to help us understand it better, potentially, the cycles. So there's a cycle, there's a cycle, there's a cycle. Okay, just trying to understand it a little better. So we try to line our labels up with our cycles as much as we can. All right, so I think I've got enough here to do this. Let's see here. So I think the best way to label it would be 1, 2, and 3. Hold on one second here. Okay, so 3, and then we're in some kind of fifth wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So probably the first cycle is this, and we dropped. And now we're starting a new cycle. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't like it. I guess we're going to have to go more bullish on it. I didn't want to be too bullish on this, but we're going to have to go more bullish on it. And we erase divergence. So now we'll go to the monthly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So put the 3 there, the 4 there, 5 there. And now you have this whole cycle's finished. But would you put the 3 there? I wouldn't, because of what I showed you with the RSI, so I believe you'll get another 1, 2. And then this RSI support will hold as this pulls back and probably breaking that trend line. So it looks like it's got more downside down to like 120, down to this area, okay? It's going to take some time to get there, but it'd be a really good long opportunity at some point in the future for the real wave 3. So that's how that's what I would look at with this one. And this needs time to play out. You're going to need a connector wave, so it's going to have to come down, bounce and fail, do something like that to project a buy target. Buying here is just guessing, going to the casino and throwing your money on the roulette wheel, and we don't trade like that. So I think to me this cycle looks like it's about to come to an end, this big cycle here. And yeah, I just want to look. Could we still be in 4? Is the question. Yeah, I mean, I only see one cycle here. Yeah, you know, there's a possibility. I'll just tell you this. There's a possibility that you could still be in 4. Because you don't have, I mean, you have a little bit of divergence there. So I don't know. It's a tough call to say as a peak. There's been no, I suppose the sell-off while it's been strong, it hasn't been strong enough to confirm the correction is the top is in until that line breaks. And then once it breaks, it should find support above, you know, above this line. Somewhere here. So good luck. I think that's what I would go with it, but it's very bullish, and I wouldn't expect this as if this was an extended fifth wave, then it's going bankrupt. Essentially, it's going to go bankrupt if this is an extended fifth wave, and we would actually just keep falling as the days go on with no bounce. But I believe it will bounce hopefully soon, and then you'll get a connector wave. Looks like you got like a 1, 2, and then yeah, we're in 2, so maybe it's trying to form the corrector wave right now. Okay, ARQQ, quantum stock. We had this area here, the buy, which would be off of this low. 1, 2, 3. Capitulation. So we need to hold this low for this setup to be valid, this high to contain it. But again, it could still break and run higher. So is there a trade? There could be a trade. I don't particularly, you know, I don't know. It does show 5 up, but this could still meander around for a while. But I think this is what I'll go with for the setup, and you'll have to decide if you want to play that. If this is the count, then it's going to pump like any day now, because you've got an A, B, C, and you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this should be finishing up any moment. So it is in the area. It actually broke through the area a little bit, but we still the most important is to hold that low. So good luck on that. I mean, that's a very aggressive chart. I mean, I do show it resolving higher at some point, but this would be the setup. This would be the setup. Good luck. Okay, let's keep going. Let's take a look through the comments. Just kind of scanning through what we have. Make sure, again, go into the members first. Here, let's see what we got. We talked to Dogecoin. I talked to that one. Benson's son, welcome to Elite. Thank you. Anonymous, $10. Thanks, Benson. If you just joined, if BCHD and fall to those ranges, are those dips buyable? Can they still hit? I believe, again, we trade the chart on its own merit, so I believe the answer is yes. And we will, you can buy, I mean, you could try to buy them. I think with those two instruments, we should calculate what the premium is at that moment in time compared to what the stock is trading at. If it's undervalued, like Grayscale GBTC was, then I think the odds are in your favor, because they want to convert these to ETFs, right? And if they convert them to ETFs and are under premium, then you're going to make money on the conversion. And that gives you a little bit of assurance that things are going to be okay. What I don't want to do is pay a premium and buy those, knowing there's probably ETFs coming, and those things get marked down, 1-to-1 overnight or something, if those ETFs get approved. So I don't want to take that risk, but yeah, I mean that's the idea. I mean that's the buy area, and we can go back and revisit that if the selling continues, and that would be the cycle, and that would mean crypto would have another push higher that nobody really fully has embraced yet. But sentiment is so despair on altcoins. You definitely have gone from anger to sadness to despair in altcoins. So the sentiment is as negative as I've seen in altcoins in a long time, which is actually good. That's like, aren't you supposed to buy when the sentiment is really, really horrible, not when it's euphoric? So anyway, Bitcoin Cash, however, just to show you, does look like it needs more downside. So that's going to hit the products. It should, right? It should. So Bitcoin Cash isn't. So there's, like I said, I still wouldn't be surprised if crypto takes another leg lower and gets even more despair from the communities out there. But anyway, you guys got to do. I think, yeah. If you're buying crypto, you have to have the bigger picture in mind. You have to think like Michael, Saylor does, and not care about this noise, but a lot of people do care about the noise. So I know it's hard because maybe you didn't get the entries you wanted to. Back, again, we had, if you're new to following me, we had entries back down here. And we called the entry and the turn right around here with BITX as our guide. So, I mean, we're not too concerned, but if you bought it up here, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a nail biter. I think you could probably go lower and then swing out of this. And some pro traders I follow do not think the cycle's over, and they seem to usually be right more than they're wrong. And again, I watch a lot of data to form my opinions, so maybe we're all wrong, and maybe the bears are right. I don't know, but I think this is it. So let's go to Swan 786 ship. We'll go to ship here. Maritime Holding. It's like a transportation-like stock. So typically stocks, I call them the go to zero stocks. We just usually like to trend it from the last pivot to the direction of the trend higher. And that's really the best way to kind of look at it, unless something really obvious pops out on us. So let's get rid of this chart. So right there, right? It's like a nice little reversal pattern. Okay. A lot of divergence here in this bottom. Looks like, you know, so it's a mess to try to label this corrective pattern. Let's go to the weekly. Again, a lot of divergence here. You're trying to see the weekly's trying to turn higher to finish this right shoulder and pop up. So I see 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this looks like 5 down here, but we never got that real capitulation on this low. Here, see no divergence, corrective. So what you could study from this wave is you have a corrective bounce, and it looks like, you know, it's trying to form some kind of impulse down. So so it's fighting a push lower, right? It's fighting that lower. But typically, you get a bounce this big, correct in a major cycle, which it corrected the whole cycle. Usually, you get one more reaction higher before it's done, destroyed. So I would say the best way to label it is some kind of W or some kind of X wave, and we'll get Y later. And then this is just kind of a mess because I could put the low there, right around here, and then say it's like an A, B, C, A, B, and you get one more high. So I think there's no good setup. I can't, if I put that there, it's not right. That's not right. I can't label it 5 waves down. So I think you're just in the middle of a massive connector, and probably the only way to trade it is to just hold it. You just got to hold it, and your stop loss is going to be this 307, because there's really no good pattern that I see. I mean, maybe you could try to label it this way. One, two. Something like this. It could do something like that, and then come back down in 3 again. And do that. I mean, it could do that. So, this is a tough chart to try to trade that. It could easily do this. Good luck. I can't really go any further with it, but that's what I would look at. But I think it would have another swing higher. So that's how I look. That's my thoughts on it. All right, let's go back to the top. So I got the Connors. Connor, another one, CRNC. And not familiar with this one. So you broke the low. That's always worrisome. 1 to 2. Yeah, it should be. So you got this big impulse coming down. Like, I'll try to label it for you. One, two. We'll just take our time and do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe something like that. Something like that. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's pretty much finished. So it's finished this first impulse, and you're all excited. So what it's probably going to do is come back somewhere up here. So it needs more upside. Okay, but this tells you that this will go down, and it's going to probably go lower. So that means I wouldn't, fall too in love with it, but it looks like to me you've got the first leg up is done, and now you need another high, and you're in a connector. Now that's a good way to end a connector right there. So it could be over, X could be done. So good, yeah. So I think I'll label it this way. So you're in a new push higher. Shorter time frame, you're in a 3. So I don't know. Of course, it never goes up straight up in the air. There'll be a chop and a pullback, but it should just be in like 3 waves, like a stair step there. That's how it should look. Do something like that. Let's see if we could project the target. 36.76.42, ironically right where I had the box. So there you go. That's how I look at this one. Good luck on that. All right, let's just kind of keep going. Again, I'll get to all the super chats. I just want to make sure I'm getting my members right away here. Okay, let's go back to the top here. I got all my members. So let's see. I think the next one is from Timothy. Thanks for the big super chat, man. Jumia, how's Jumia doing? Jumia. So Jumia is, again, I gave this alert on my Twitter. And that looks like 5 up. It wants to turn higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could that be it? This thing's going to be pumping tomorrow, maybe. If we're still in 2, we'll have another opportunity to maybe buy the dip here. And that'd be 395, 391 in that area. So it kind of gives you another opportunity. And again, there's a lot of 1-2, so it's a coiled spring. And if the spring breaks, then it could go down significantly. So we gotta keep an eye on it. Have your stops in. But this the Elliott wave count suggests that an explosive move higher could happen. All right, good luck on that. And then Roku. We used to get asked about Roku a lot. Now not so much, actually. What does my chart on Roku look like? So we had Roku here, by the way, on our channel. We had to buy here. We had 5 waves, and then we had to buy between the 2 and the 4. But what I'm worried about Roku is the way this thing came down here. It should have stopped here, but it made 5th wave. We all know a corrective pattern cannot be in 5 waves. It has to be in 3 waves, right? It has to be in 3 waves. So that's not good. It's not good. Like something like that. I'm sorry, yeah, is that how I have it? Like this? Yeah, I need to change that. Yeah, it's an old chart. I hadn't updated it in a while because it was W here. So let's just study it one more time because I haven't looked at it in a while. You see, there's your 4, there's your 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 down. It's just hard to see it. Let's go to the 4-hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I see an impulse down. That's an A. And then you have your connector. So it would be something like, and then this will need 5 up. One, two. So I think it could have more upside. Something like that. Probably more upside, and then when the major cycle in the indices ends in October 22, you get this final push lower. That's what I'm thinking we'll get. Something like that. So I had to update the chart. Now look at this reversal situation. So if you bought it down here, I would be holding it. I wouldn't worry about this sell-off. If you, but I would, but there's no setup using my system to buy it right here. To just chase it. Because it can break this high and hit 130. It could even go to 130 potentially. So I think you're best off not selling it, and then just kind of riding this. But I would not be surprised when the indices top that this thing has a big drop similar to this leg. Okay, ASML. We're looking for this tricky structure here, and perhaps it's already making that reverse higher. See that? Maybe it's already finished. But like I said, we're just gonna hang out here, and we're gonna see if they're gonna play around, right? The market maker is gonna try to run these stops and then rip it, because we saw an AMD potentially. AMD could push down and then pump out. I wonder if semis do some kind of push down and pump out. That's just what I'm thinking. If it does do the push down, pump out, if it pushes down, speculative long to play this counter trend. So just think about that. But right here, I don't know. I mean, could be done? It's possible. But this is the idea that I've been showing earlier. I think if you take this peak out at 754, then you have to start thinking that the B is already in, and we're pushing higher in C already. All right, ATR crypto. All right, we'll just go to that exchange. So here you have a lower low. So we're moving in threes. We're going to have to just say we're moving in threes on this one. Right. Not enough data to really get a proper RSI analysis. ABC. Let's see here. 3, 3. Yeah, I mean, there's 3 there. There's 3 down here. Yeah, that's not. See, I don't think it's that type of connector, but it could be. And X comes down like that, and Y comes later. It's because of this break and that break. I think you have to kind of assume that and see I have this divergence there, that you're still in the connector wave. And it comes back down. And then it comes out. And then this is 3 A, B, C, D, E. Something like that. And then when this drops, you need to take out these peaks. Bam, take those out. And then you can find your X wave. Perhaps you can get your X wave set. That's the only thing I can think of. There's just not a lot of data on this chart. It's hard to analyze this chart properly, and there's no good way. But I think, I mean, when I look at it, I wouldn't trade it. But if you're in it, I wouldn't be surprised if it does something like that, and then rips again for another wave higher. Okay, let's just keep going. John, MSOS and Mara. It's trying to come out of this, remember? And again, you're just going to have to be patient as this plays out more. It's trying to come out. That's what you want to see. That's what you're hoping to see. So good luck on it. I think that's what you want to do. Let's look at the bounce so far. It's been pretty strong, technically. Definitely resetting the cycle here. And this looks like it's 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is an impulse down. Let me go back. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll get rid of that label. And then we'll just have to tweak this a little bit. We'll have to just tweak this a little bit. And like magic, we get the Elliott wave label in right. Something like that, and we come out. So still gets you to the same path, just a different way to label the Elliott waves. And then you can decide, hopefully it bottoms soon enough and we get this turned. But I do believe it wants to turn bad. And Mara, again, patiently waiting for $9.52, waiting for this to break down. You know, could be here, could do that, could still be an X. This leg, the connector, this connector here, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, yeah, 1. Reorient myself here. Put the 2 there. So you have an A, B, C. That's the connector. So here is your B. And it lasted about 14 March, 27 March, couple weeks, 2 Jan, 22 Jan. So probably it's done. And then we'll get that. So that's what we're looking for. Hopefully we'll get it soon. And then we'll get a long opportunity for those who've been very patient waiting. And remember, I did not want to buy it here because it just didn't have the right look, even though the bounce area did get that reaction we expected. But I was worried the reaction would fail, and that's kind of what we're seeing. All right, Pepe. Pepe, I did have this. I thought I had Pepe here. Let me go back. Yeah, Pepe just missed the buy area by like 1 Satoshi. Right? There it is. I mean, it has a little bit. Could it go a little bit lower? It's possible. Let me just look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C. W, A, B, C. Again, I'm just trying to be a little more precise for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more low. It looks like it's got a little bit more downside for a 5. If it's a flat. But here it is, and there's all your support. And hopefully you get Y. All right, good luck on that. GameStop. Oh, I see one from Donald here. I'll jump to it. Lily and Netflix. Lily is, again, you got to just be impatient. You know, Trump was on TV saying the GLP-1s are too expensive, that in like England you can get them for $80, but not in the US, and he wants to put a stop to it. So that may mean the gravy train is over for this company for a while. So just understand that I still want to see this happen, and the target is higher because we bounced more. So 626. So we're still looking at that, but we haven't got signs of the reversal yet, but I do believe this will fail at some point. Netflix should be pulling back soon with a lot of technology stocks. And Netflix will either pull back and extend in 5, pull back to like low 900s and extend, or it's done a major cycle and we're going to go back to like 800, 760. I just don't know. We still have divergence here. If we erase divergence, it's obviously going to extend. But I definitely don't want a top ticket. It's not a short. It's a time to accumulate long-term positions by buying at the wave 4 cluster area and holding. But it could still accelerate higher. As you can see, it almost wants to do it, but technically it's just not able to. You see the wave 5 with the divergence here, and the divergence there. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, but good luck on that. Back to GameStop. GameStop had a big breakout today of some kind. I think there was a picture of Michael Saylor and the CEO together, and it got people excited, and it moved. Right? So did it just trap more people, or is this the end of the correction? So we knew we needed a 4. I still think it could be the 4, guys. So again, I show it like this. It still looks like it could be the 4. It was an impressive bounce, but we knew the 4 was coming. And the 4, look at this too, about the same magnitude of the bounce. So I you know, like I said, I want to be smart about trading, so we'll just wait. We really have to break above 29.42 to negate the view here, and then we have to look at this a second time. But I still think that that could be the count. It looks like you have 5 up here. Here you had 3. But again, I could make the flat. I could put the 3 there and make this an ABC. So many. That's why I don't want to get too bent out of shape about Elliott wave theory. Just, but there's no good trade setup using my system. Of course, people that just played the lotto calls got paid today, but you were just kind of guessing because now you could easily get the rug pull and lose it all tomorrow. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens to people. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll know in the next couple of days. Like I said, the Russell could pull back, could pull this back. So I think we'll just leave it like this for now. But if we start seeing a little more strength, but really, there's the line in the sand right there. You break through that, then this correction is over, and we'll have to just get along with the trend. But then there's plenty of upside to come. So it's not like you're going to miss out a lot. You're just going to have a better risk reward entry than just guessing at the bottom. But good luck on that. Can BBI be a large WXY? Also, was this in the current count on the hourly? BBAI is it's impulsive, right? This looks very impulsive to me. The trend is impulsive. So when you say is it a WXY, I mean, I think you're saying off of like that's a WXY maybe, or I don't want to label, usually, you always want to label bullish in the direct, the trend is up as you want to label it this way. There's no reason to think it's WXY. I look at it like here, and then maybe that 3 is in. And perhaps there's another dip buy opportunity coming up. At 759, 723 for that wave 4. Or if you're lucky, it's the another 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. So playing out just like we expected, how the impulse would play out. So I wouldn't change. It looks like it should still continue higher. All right. On the weekly from 2022. Okay, let's look at that. See, I look at this as I look at this as a flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So because of that, I could see this as a corrective situation. And then, yeah, I mean, could it be a WXY? If it's a WXY, then you have 3. So that would be a W. Then you would need X. 1, 2, 3. X. And then that would be Y. W, X. Yeah, I guess you could talk yourself into it. I guess it could be a WXY. It could be that off of this low, but then it would pull back much more severe, but then it should have another move higher, I would think. But you're right. It could be that. It could be that, but I don't prefer to label it that way. I like to label it impulsive because that's the trend is impulsive, is higher. It's bullish. Bull markets move in impulses, not reactive moves. So yeah, I mean, we'll know soon enough because this will be a dramatic sell-off if it happens. It won't find support here. You'll be stopped out more than likely. Well, but I like to keep it impulsive. Okay, I think I got to all the super chats. I appreciate that. I'm just gonna scan back. Sometimes I miss them. I've been told. I just want to see if there's any more out there. And I'll just read through your comments real quick if I missed anything. I think I mentioned how people could sign up. Thanks again, guys. Public live stream won't always be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It will vary. Again, I'll try to do them later at night, but I may do them in the morning on the weekends as well. Maybe Saturday morning I'll do a public live stream. Discord could be a future step for me. Not at the moment. Not ready for that move just yet, but maybe one day. Um, volume when you wave three. I don't necessarily look for that, but I mean that is another tool if we could take a look at because it may not necessarily be a wave three because sometimes blow off tops happen in wave fives, like in commodities and crypto with a lot of volume, so you could misread a wave with volume sometimes. Is it a three? Is it a blow off top five? So you just, I mean, I know some traders love using volume, and they need volume to confirm the direction of the move, or they say the move is susceptible to fail, and they're right about that. But I think I've never really used volume too much. The only time I've ever used volume trading again was if I'm trying to trade altcoins or crypto, especially altcoins. When I start seeing volume coming into a coin that's been dormant and the price is kind of holding flat, but the volume is slowly increasing, rising steadily, that's a sign of it's a pre-pump sign. Okay, that's a pre-pump sign. And personally, I saw that in Vine Coin, right? That before it pumped. So you see so you can use volume, like if you're trying to trade that way, but that's not the system I'm trying to show you guys how to do. But that's just the tool traders use. But I found it's very useful for crypto. You find an altcoin that's dormant, no one's touching, it's faded into oblivion, has no volume anymore, is dead. But then slowly the volume comes back and just starts coming back, slowly increasing day, week to week. And you notice, but the price isn't going down anymore, but it's not going up either. It's just kind of basing it out. But the volume is picking up. That's a huge sign of a pump coming, emergent pump. So so that's a clue. That's a day trader's like tip for me to you guys if you try to trade crypto. It's worked for me. If I'm just trying to play around. Food additives, you find the stock. Well, I don't really follow the news, Cody, on like I don't let the news drive my trade, but that could definitely be a narrative they use to try to sell it off. If it's due a sell off, we'd have to look at that stock. Yeah, and Cleveland Cliffs was just a home run, man. And I do like FedEx. FedEx is a good one. But Cleveland Cliffs just blew my expectations away. I mean, the tariffs on steel really goosed that, and God knows where it's going to go from here. But now we've got some good entries and pivots to trade against, and I'll just hold those positions and just see where it goes. Who knows? Hood and Coinbase, interesting. Both look tired, but Hood is in a wave 3 of extension right now, so it may push it higher. It could push it higher, like we saw with Palantir. Don't short it. If it pulls back, you can try to buy the dip. That's the way to play that. Same thing with Coinbase. Yeah, CRO is interesting. Just kind of caught my eye. Yeah. Got the super chat. Yeah, just yeah, I think what I'll do with the spreadsheet is put it in a post. So I think I can post in my channel and then have it for those members, and then you can have your spreadsheet. I think I'll have a way to do that maybe next on the weekends, and make it a little easier for people to take it. MOS I tried to play, but my Google account is not letting me. All right, so Mohammed, I'll give you that one. I think MOS is like the one we just looked at, right? I think MOS is Mosaic. Oh yeah, Mosaic's chopping around in a connector wave that really messed us up because it had a great potential, but now it's in this connector wave. But you see this C leg, so I don't give it as a trade because the setup failed, but and now it's ripping like we expect. So I think you'll get this C leg, but this is susceptible at some point. I mean, the C could keep going. Use your imagination, but at some point it could actually take a whole nother leg lower and break those lows. So it's kind of counter trend to try to play that here, and it seems too short though. It seems like too shallow. So maybe you get this another push higher, something like that. It just seems too short for correcting this whole cycle. So and then you have this like bottoming process taking place. So maybe it's a some kind of trade here on the long side. Good luck on that. Almost looks like a Celsius type chart. Real ugly price action. Could be there. Could take another leg lower. Fill that gap. Okay. All right, I've come to the end here, guys. Thanks again for the super chats, guys, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Maybe we'll get that pullback we're hoping for. Again, red means opportunity. Pullbacks are opportunity, and then that's what we hope for. And with opportunity, we can get in some more different positions. And there's a lot of things out there that are a lot of good setups that could emerge if we can get a pullback. But this market is very bullish right now, and trying to find the reasons why is really tough to figure out. That's why we don't trade that. And it could be just simple of like inflationary liquidity push, not news related, just too much money chasing too few assets, too much liquidity, dumb money out there just blowing, buying the dip, and it's just like that. It's just kind of that type of environment. And we have seen if we do have an inflationary crisis, sometimes stocks go up. And I'm not saying we're going to be like Venezuela. Venezuela had hyperinflation, but the stock market mooned when they had a hyperinflationary scenario. So does stock market doesn't always crash when you think it should. That's why we just trade the charts. And then people that want Moonboy, you may get Moonboy, but for all the wrong reasons, and not be able to spend your money when eggs are $20 for a dozen, and bread. So it's like, everyone wants Moonboy, but then again, no one wants higher prices either. We'll see what happens.